When people think of Montevideo, they think of Ciudad Vieja or La Rambla back there. And it is a pretty winter day to be walking on La Rambla. But what if I tell you that there is a more modern downtown to Montevideo, meaning that there are more cool modern buildings, a lot more cafes, just a lot more energy. It's so cool. I had to put on my sunglasses. No, it's just really sunny today on a winter's day. Today, we're venturing outside of Ciudad Vieja and we're gonna go to Centro, the modern downtown. We're gonna check out some exciting spots so that way you can make your trip to Montevideo more complete and more interesting. Everybody says Montevideo is chill and you can see why. Now granted, this is a Sunday afternoon here in the middle of Ciudad Vieja, and so maybe people are just at home relaxing, watching a football game. Montevideo is Uruguay's biggest city. It's the capital city, so it's got to be exciting, right?
We walked past Ciudad Vieja and entered the modern downtown. This is where Montevideo feels most like a working capital. It's not dripping with history on every corner, but it is buzzing with life.
You could totally tell the vibe just changed as we crossed from Ciudad Vieja back there, and now we're in Centro, the modern downtown. We're now walking on the major street that goes through downtown. It's Avenida 18 de Julio. Unlike a lot of things in Latin America, streets are named after significant dates in history. Yes, you must be wondering, this is our modern downtown, but it's so dead. Well, it's also Sunday afternoon. There's supposed to be a lot of coffee shops, stores on this street, so plenty of chances to get some shopping in. See, it's a major street if they have Starbucks, but we're not gonna go there. Oh, okay, so this place is open. Oh, that looks good. For two, a complete meal. That goes for about 25 US. But even in the downtown, you could find old buildings like this one here. I'm not sure what it is, but they got like a cash changing place underneath and then some other shops. I do appreciate how the sidewalks are a lot wider than in Ciudad Vieja.
If you're hunting for souvenirs, this is where to look for mate cups, leather goods, and Uruguayan wool, all without leaving the city center.
Cozy homeware store with really fuzzy pajamas, but I was looking at this. That's so cute. I almost want to get it for my niece there. A sheep blanket, yeah, I can believe that. A sheep wool blanket because it does get surprisingly cold here in Montevideo.
Avenida 18 de Julio is a great place to look for cafes and restaurants, and we were hungry for some lunch. Our first stop is Bar Facal, one of Montevideo's oldest and most iconic cafes. It's been around since 1882, making it a real downtown institution. Outside, you'll find a love-lock fountain and a statue of Carlos Gardel, the famous tango singer.
Oh, in Paris, everybody puts a lock on that bridge, and of course the government keeps trying to take it down because it is destroying the bridge, but people will continue to put on locks. Well, Montevideo has something to rival it. They got a whole fountain where people put their lock on it. Legend has it that they put this lock on with their initials of two people, placed here in love, and then they're gonna return here, the fountain, and their love is forever locked. Man, I wonder how long these locks have been here for, because some of them are all rusted.
We weren't there to put a lock on the fountain. We're here at Bar Facal for lunch. However, this dessert display is making me want to order an ice cream sundae first.
It's amazing. This restaurant has been around since 1882, 100 years before I was born.
One thing special about Bar Facal is that they have a mate tasting and explanation for tourists, which I will cover in a separate vlog, so make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for that one.
We ended up getting the Maryland Milanesa to share. So it is breaded chicken, and then they have bacon or pancetta, and a plantain on top. And of course, a mountain of fries. What I like is they have the bike lanes in the middle of the streets. So instead of off to the sides where you might get, sideswiped by a car, they're all protected in the middle, especially with those barriers. Here we go again. We got modern apartment buildings, and then we have an old building right across from it. We're continuing our walk along Avenida 18 de Julio. And even though it is chill here in Montevideo on Sunday, we are going to go to a market that's supposed to be pretty lively. Now they say that there's a lot of Art Deco buildings along Avenida 18 de Julio, and that's an example of one right there, believe it or not. Along the way, we're here at the Plaza Trenta y Tres. It's just a cool like outdoor area, square for people to hang out. I do see a lot of young people sitting in groups, sitting around, probably gossiping, enjoying a mate. Now it sure beats, you know, sitting at home and just texting on your phone. Even that McDonald's branch over there is in an elegant building. And it appears we've arrived at our next stop, which is the Feria de Tristán Narvaja. Yeah, I figured we did because there was a weird combination of plants, rabbits. Yeah, they were selling pet bunnies, rabbits, and toilet paper. Add fish. Yeah, I don't have an aquarium, but yeah, if you are interested in fish, they sell aquarium fish here. Every Sunday in the neighborhood of El Cordón is the Feria de Tristán Narvaja. It's a big open air market selling all sorts of things, and as you can already see earlier, oh, let's add books to the mix here. And dancing cappies. Oh boy, so now we are at the official entrance. It's a good thing I had a huge serving of mate because definitely need the energy to get through here. All sorts of fruits, including oranges, because as we have established here, they like their orange juice. Feels almost like a farmer's market. Wow, you can get 2 kilos for, it's about like $3 US. Not bad. That's a lot of eggs, but it's about 20 bucks for all those eggs. So I guess it's kind of comparable what you can get in the US. And they also have clothing. Labubus, or maybe they're Lafufus. Nope, I think they're Lafufus. Oh, there we go. All these mate cups and the straws.
Feria de Tristán Narvaja is one of Montevideo's biggest and most chaotic markets that is held every Sunday. You can find everything here. Fresh produce, plants, vinyl records, toiletries, handmade crafts, and even pet bunnies. It's the kind of place that captures local life in full color, and you'll probably leave with something you didn't plan to buy. The most random thing I saw for sale was toilet paper.
Yeah, you can get toilet paper. Remember the old toilet paper shortage of 2020? Well, yeah, that memory has long faded. There we go, some mate holders. So for your thermos, your cup, your straw. We have reached a crossing point. Over there seems more like food trucks, and then over there, more goods.
From the outdoor shopping at the Feria, we changed gears and walked over to the Tres Cruces Shopping Center. Here's a great place to snap a photo or a video.
It may seem a little strange to include a shopping mall as part of our walk through downtown because it's a little past downtown, but it's not that far of a walk.
The Tres Cruces Shopping Center is a massive complex that's part shopping mall, part inner-city bus terminal. Locals come here to shop, grab a meal, or catch a bus to another part of Uruguay. It's also a great rainy day spot if you're visiting in the wintertime.
In an age where all the malls in the US are dying, it is really fun to walk in here and see how lively the atmosphere is. All sorts of things here. So they got bathrooms, they got a supermarket, the bus station, food court, food market. I don't know why, but it seemed like in all of my Spanish textbooks in high school, there was always the word los jeans. It was a thing. We always had like an exercise about buying jeans at la tienda. Yo quiero comprar los jeans a la tienda. Nice, and they have other clothing stores. I really like the jacket. I didn't realize Santa Barbara was a brand. I mean, I know it's a place in California. Don't worry if you don't have pesos. They have a money changing station here. Most of Montevideo takes credit cards, so the whole pesos thing hasn't been a big issue for us. Mercado Gastronomico, so I guess this is like a fancy food hall. Instead of gelato, it's gelato. Oh, gelato is always a good idea. Cafe going on here with all sorts of desserts. Of course, there's always football going on.
This doesn't look like a regular food court to me. It's more of a fancy food hall.
A supermarket inside the mall that is 24 hours? Reminds me of Asia. And this is the bus station that they were talking about. I do like how colorful the chairs are. Oh yeah, so as I mentioned, yeah, it's a bus terminal and you can buy bus tickets to some of the further towns. Yeah, you could buy a bus ticket to Punta del Este, which is about 2 hours outside of Montevideo. This is good to know. So in case you wanted to plan some sort of a day trip, road trip, overnight trip around Uruguay, then come here to the bus terminal, buy yourself a ticket. I'm really enjoying the mall. I mean, it's bringing back memories of my childhood in the 90s. Got a 50% off sale because winter will be ending soon.
Seriously, I feel like I'm reliving my teenage mall rat years.
Oh, they have a Columbia store here if you need high quality winter gear, and even a bookstore, Libros. I see another Mostaza, which means we're in an actual food court. Okay, that's more like it. This looks more like a mall food court, typical mall food court, because it has Burger King over there and Subway. Yeah, you can't call yourself a mall without an actual food court, especially one with a Burger King or without a Burger King. Oh, they even have a Crocs here. Even though we didn't end up buying anything here at the mall, I still think it's worth coming in to check out. I always like going to malls in foreign countries because the mall culture is so much better. They even have soccer as a board game.
As much as I would have liked to have sat at the mall and people watch, we wanted to head back to Centro to see a few more sites before evening time. However, we didn't want to make the walk back, so we decided to take the public bus. To get back to downtown, we took the CE1 bus from the terminal.
I don't know how much the bus fare is, but I got 1,000 pesos. We'll figure it out. Okay, ended up being 46 pesos per person, so total was 92 pesos.
What a great deal! Cheaper than the bus fare in New York City. Taking the public bus saved us time and gave us a chance to rest our feet because we still had more exploring to do for the remainder of the afternoon, in which it will be more of an architecture walk.
And we're back, standing in the heart of downtown on Avenida 18 de Julio. Now you're wondering, why did we get off the bus at this stop? This is the Edificio Lapido, or the Lapido building, the first example of modern architecture. It was constructed between 1930 to 1933 using German and Dutch influence, and it was the first of its kind. And you can imagine that, looking at all the other architecture here on the street. It used to house the headquarters for the national newspaper, but now it's more of a residential space, I guess apartments, and of course, you know, there's a Subway at the bottom there. I don't mean the train, I mean a literal like Subway restaurant for sandwiches. So it is worth, you know, looking at or looking out for it if you aren't walking through downtown, especially if you really like architecture. It really is stunning when you compare it to all the other buildings on the street. We're now at Plaza Fabini. Cute, the dogs are playing over there and they have little coats on them because it's cold. Plaza Fabini is special because, as you can see, it's round. Unlike some of the other plazas which we have seen, which are more, you know, square, rectangular, octagonal, this one is supposed to resemble a spiral.
Okay, now I see the spiral shape, but then my attention was drawn to the public space where the locals were dancing tango. That's right, tango is popular here in Uruguay, so Argentina, eat your heart out. And also at the Plaza Fabini, there's Soup Day, which is supposed to be like an underground art exhibit. However, it is a Sunday afternoon, so it's not open. But if you're here on the weekdays, it's worth it to go down there. It's supposed to be free. Right here we have another significant building. It is the Edificio London Paris. What stands out is there's a sculpture of Atlas at the very top. Yeah, that's Atlas holding the world. It's supposed to signify this building's ties with the Standard Life Insurance. You know, that Standard Life Insurance company? It was built between 1905 to 1903 and was at the time one of the tallest buildings in Montevideo.
The style is eclectic. Yeah, you can see all the ornate decorations on the windows there. And you may be wondering, where does London Paris come into all of this? Well, it was a department store. So yeah, this used to house a department store and they sold European goods. Think of it like a Macy's, but it's called London Paris instead, and it had 7 floors. But like any department store, went out of business, so now it's more like a commercial building, and yeah, it has McDonald's at the bottom. That may be the fanciest McDonald's to grab a Big Mac at, underneath the former London Paris department store.
Then we took a short walk down Avenida 18 de Julio for our penultimate stop.
I'm now here at kilometer 0, otherwise known as Plaza de Cagancha. This plaza was built in 1836 as part of Ciudad Nueva, or the New Town, because now it was outside of the old city fortress walls. But most importantly, this is where they draw the distance of any point in Montevideo. Like all points of Montevideo start here and go to whatever point of destination. So it's used as a mile marker, as in mile marker 0. Standing in the middle is the Columna de Paz, or peace column. You can see there's a statue of a woman. I guess she stands for peace and freedom.
Like any other plaza, Plaza Cagancha is another perfect place to sit and relax in the middle of Central.
Now this is going to be our last stop on our tour of the modern downtown Montevideo. Wasn't sure what this tall building was earlier, but now I know. So it is the Mirador Panorámico de la Intendencia de Montevideo. Wow, I actually said that in one shot. Now by now you guys should all know that I love observation decks, and guess what? We're gonna go to the very top. Now the cool thing about the observation deck is that the admission is free. The caveat is you do have to sign up for free tickets on the internet, so make sure you do that before. Just don't show up and be all upset if they don't let you in. So we made reservations for 5:15 p.m. because I wanted to time it to be close to sunset, and it's 5:08, so we timed this perfectly. We had to walk around the building to get in, but yeah, here's the view from the back. It's pretty tall. Wow, is that the elevator that's going to take us all the way up there?
This is actually the City Hall, and I can't believe the City Hall has a free observatory deck. I've never been to a free one before.
And we're gonna go up to the 22nd floor. All right, we're packed a little bit tight in here because there's a lot of people who showed up because of the sunset. So come here a little earlier than sunset, and oh boy, this is the elevator view. Wow, we're going up pretty high, and it's a window.
This was just the elevator ride to the 22nd floor, and we already got to see the city. I can't wait to see what's in store for us at the top.
Don't look down. Yeah, we are going to look down. Oh boy, we're pretty high up. Remember how empty Ciudad Vieja was earlier this morning? Well, I found out where everybody is. Just had to fight through the crowds, but everybody's up here. Wow, it's an open air observatory. Look, open air. And good thing it's not raining today. Up here is where you can appreciate how big Montevideo is. I know compared to Buenos Aires, it doesn't look like much, but when you come up here, you could see how far it goes out.
That's Avenida 18 de Julio because you could see the middle bike lane. It doesn't give you a complete 360 view of the city, but close enough. From here on the 22nd floor of the Montevideo City Hall, you really get a sense of how spread out the city is. You can see the Rambla curving along the coast, the old colonial buildings blending into the modern skyline, and of course, Avenida 18 de Julio cutting right through the center, basically the spine of Montevideo.
Now we're facing south, and you can see parts of La Rambla, and we have ran on it twice now in the mornings.
I still can't get over how all of this was free with a reservation online for the QR code.
I love it. I saw some people with their mate cups because, yeah, this would be a good place to go drink mate.
Again, from up here, you can appreciate how Avenida 18 de Julio is the major artery of the modern downtown.
Remember how in earlier vlogs I mentioned Palacio Salvo is one of the tallest buildings in Uruguay? Well, there you go. You see it right there. And over there where the sun is setting to the west, that's where we had came in on the port. That's how we arrived to Montevideo by ferry, the buque bus or buque bus. The Edificio Ciudadela. Oh, this part is blocked off. Too bad, because we would have been able to see more of the Rambla over there.
Being at the Mirador at the end of our trip in Montevideo was perfect because now that we've had a few days in Ciudad Vieja and then our afternoon in Centro, we can recognize the landmarks. It's like taking a final exam in a university class.
Our hotel is somewhere along La Rambla. Keep following it over there. Can't see it very well with all these tall buildings around. And up here on the 22nd floor with the sunset behind me, yeah, I really could go for a cup of mate right now. It's 5:46, so we still have 14 minutes up here before they close and kick us off the observation deck. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to hang out here as long as I can to capture the sunset because the sun sets at 6:08, so close enough to closing time. I have to admit, it did take a while for Montevideo to grow on me. Even though it's a capital city, it's a metropolitan city, it has a different vibe here from what I'm used to from all the other capital cities I've visited. It's a lot more chill, it's a lot more slower pace here.
The staff was actually strict about the 6 p.m. closing time, so I didn't get to finish my thoughts as they escorted all the guests off the 22nd floor. That's okay, I did get my sunset shot.
But in the end, I found its beauty and its charm. Here we are. Whoa, waiting to take the bus to Ciudad Vieja. And it's just when we figure out the bus system that it's time to leave the city.
Spending an afternoon in downtown Montevideo really gave me a deeper appreciation for the city's modern side. It's not just about history or colonial buildings, it's about how the old and new blend so effortlessly. You can have lunch at a cafe that's been serving locals for over a century, get lost in a bustling street market, hop on a local bus, and finish the day watching the sunset from the city's highest point. Montevideo doesn't shout to get your attention. It grows on you quietly, and that's what makes it special. If you enjoyed exploring with me, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more travel adventures around South America, and check out my other episodes from Uruguay on the end screen. See you in the next one.